What up, peeps? Welcome to the thekisscapadespodcast. I'm your host, John Telewa, aka thekissbandit. And in this show, we explore the key elements that shape our fulfilling existence, from health and well-being to financial success, meaningful relationships, and the pursuit of happiness. We cover it all. Our guests include experts, professionals, and everyday individuals who have remarkable stories to tell. Tune in to learn practical tips, gain valuable insights, and discover strategies for personal growth and transformation. Whether you're seeking to improve your health, build your wealth, enhance relationships, or find lasting happiness, we got you covered. Welcome to today's episode. So another amazing episode with a very special guest. I know at times I say that to all my guests, but they're all special. If you're here, it's for a reason, right?
Extra special.
Extra special. So now, because I have too many questions for you, but I just bumped into your profile, of course, on TikTok, and I was just actually surprised that you also just responded immediately. And I was like, so I would want to talk to her and just figure out her story. So, but how do you just respond to DMs? You're just fresh and new here. You don't know if you'll be kidnapped or anything. But even before we get to that, just tell the people who you are, tell the people your name, what you do, and then, we'll start with the questions. You see, I'm already just rushing it out.
Right, you're already at the end.
Oh.
I have nothing left to say.
Sorry, my apologies.
I'm Madoa, and I'm an artist, electropop singer to be exact. And I just got back to Kenya after I was born here and then adopted and grew up in Europe. And now I'm back. I never left.
Have you ever come back, or since you're a kid you've never come back to Nairobi?
I've been back to Nairobi. It was my first time, actually. I was born in Nairobi, but I've never been back to Nairobi, and I was only here in Kenya 2006, but I was like a tiny miny baby.
Yeah, we have to work with them. Sorry, my apologies.
All good. Yeah, no, I was like tiny miny, and then the first time that I had been back since then was actually last summer, and then I fell so in love, and I was like, you know what? I have to go home. So
now, just for people who don't know your TikTok and everything, because I saw it and was just like, you know what? This is just, I don't even understand how somebody can grow up like that, because these are stories that we hear or we see in the news and everything. It's probably like an Angelina Jolie thing, She got some kids from Africa and, raised them and everything. So, what's the backstory to that? Because you're just saying you were adopted, but for people like us, we just don't even understand where, or even start that icebreaker conversation when someone is talking to you.
Oh, I get it. No, so basically, I was born in Nairobi, but also I was super young when I was adopted. I was not even 2 years old, so all of the things that I'm saying now were, given back to me. I don't remember any of it. And I was adopted, but I don't know if I lost my parents or if they, decided to give me away. I just know that I was given by somebody. They call it a Good Samaritan on my adoption report, that a Good Samaritan dropped me off at the Huruma orphanage.
What?
And then I was there for about a year. And then they facilitate adoptions. It's one of the Mother Teresa homes. So, they were adopting children or, making them available for adoption. And then my parents, who are from Germany, they wanted to adopt children. And they came to Kenya. They fell in love. The adoption agency in Germany actually told them, we have a partner agency in Kenya, Nairobi, and there's somebody that I think would fit very well into your family, and that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they visited, and it's a really lengthy process, and they also had to stay for 1 year at least in the country, in order to adopt a child from here, because I think they want to make sure that the
fit parents.
Exactly, and that the parents also know the background and know the country of the children that they're adopting from, So my parents were here for about a year. I also have a sister. She was adopted too, but that was before me. She's 2 years older. And then I was adopted, and then I grew up in Berlin, Germany.
Hold on. So I have to ask all these questions,
Of
by the way,
course.
because I'm just from a curiosity point of view.
Of course.
So you don't even know if like the other, like, because I know if it's a kid, these are your parents. But you don't know if you're, what's the correct term? Biological?
Yeah, biological
Yeah,
is the correct
right?
term, yeah.
So you don't know if they exist. They could be roaming around somewhere in Nairobi.
Exactly, yeah. They could be.
Jeez.
I have no idea what is the deal with them.
Okay, so now, because I mean, and all these things just shape how we become as adults and everything. And I think that's why years later on, you're like, I need to go back to the motherland and everything. But just, is that something that has ever like a chip on your shoulder that you've ever tried to wonder?
So much.
Really?
So much. But the crazy thing about it is actually when I was younger, like I think most of my teenage years, like up until I was 19, I think I was so like consumed with all the questions, regarding my birth parents, like, my heritage, all these kind of things. Because I always wanted to know like the little things that everybody knows, like when somebody says, oh, you have your dad's eyes and you have your mother's mouth, those kind of things, like, and I don't know any of that. And I've always wanted to know, and I always wanted to know, like what Kenyan name I would have had, because they named me at the orphanage. It wasn't like the name that I was brought to the orphanage with.
Somebody dropped you off.
Yeah. And the orphanage named me.
And they didn't take any details from this person who dropped you off?
The person didn't, I don't think the person had any relation to my family. On the adoption report, it says that I was found abandoned in the Huruma area, and then this Good Samaritan took me.
So you were left just somewhere alone?
That's what it says.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you don't know, like, what tribe you're from? Or
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. Okay, so now fast forward now, of course, you're adopted and everything, and now you're in Berlin, right? Growing up there as a kid, because I just want to understand how this adjustment comes, because, of course, all the other kids are white, I'm guessing, right? And you're black.
Yeah.
And your parents are white.
Yes.
And you're black.
Yeah. And
So,
I'm still black.
And you're still black. But as a kid, because how, like, I'm just assuming as growing up as a kid, did you immediately like identify, okay, I'm different from like how my dad and mom look?
Definitely. I think I don't ever remember a moment where it clicked for me like, oh, I'm adopted. I think I always knew, I mean, I was like about 2 when I came to Berlin, but it was just, I don't know, it was just obvious. Like there was never a conversation as in like, oh, by the way, you're adopted. It was obvious, like I always knew, like, and obviously I've always asked a lot of questions regarding my, like my biological parents, and my parents really tried like so hard to give me all the information they had. And they also told me that when they were in the process of adopting me and my sister, that they really tried to get as much information from the orphanage as possible.
Yeah.
But there just wasn't a lot to give. And so we never needed to have the discussion of, hey, let's have a talk, you're adopted. It was obvious.
It's not that, it's quite obvious.
Exactly.
Okay, and then was it hard for you to just blend in with other kids? Because like I think like from like outsiders, Germany is like probably like a country that don't see a lot of black people there. So
oh my God, there was barely any when I was there. I mean, now when I go back like to visit my family, it's definitely better. But growing up, honestly, was not a vibe.
It was just you.
Like, it was me and my sister, and I
You
went
and
to
your Okay, now, because when you talk about like your sister, is it biological sister?
No, she was also adopted from the same orphanage, but we're not biologically. Biologically.
So what's
related.
her story as well? Somebody dropped her off again.
With her, I'm not too sure actually, but it's something similar. I think she was actually dropped by a family member.
A family member? Her family member?
Yeah.
Okay, but at least it was the two of you then, I guess. So it's much easier when, apart from, it being just you alone.
Oh, definitely,
Right?
definitely. Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
easy for you guys to just like.
Yeah, easier definitely to like have somebody, but we also went to different schools, so it wasn't really like that in our everyday lives. We always had like each other to, kind of rely on. So yeah, and I mean, I was like maybe one of two black kids in my school, both in
Yeah,
elementary
I
school.
hope my facial expressions are not just too much because I'm just like,
No.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I also grew up like in a very suburban area. I think maybe if
my sister, she thinks I'm caught up with the floods and everything, so I'll just message her as we continue.
Yeah,
So
that's
continue,
no problem.
but so that you know what
Yeah.
I'm doing, so that doesn't seem like it's rude.
Multitasking king.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
So you were saying, sorry.
No,
Yes,
I was
yes.
just saying, like, there
Yeah.
was two black kids in my school. Everybody else was white. There was maybe like one Asian, and we were about 1,000 children. So that gives like a perspective of the amount of black people over there.
It was just the two of you and the Asian kid. That's what you say.
Yeah, in my school. My sister went to a different school, but it was pretty much the same there.
But you're almost like age mates.
Yeah, she's 2 years older, so yeah. I mean, when you're young, you're like, that's like years apart,
Yeah.
But then as you get older, you're kind of like, hey, we actually are the same age.
Yeah, actually true. But was it hard like blending in with like now, let's say like German kids who are like just there? Was there any bullying, picking of, I mean, I don't know.
To be honest, I think there's like multiple things, because I think most of the racism that I experienced through the kids was not actually by the kids. It came through the parents, So it was like, the kids didn't really have an issue with me, but then like the parents, they kind of like, oh, there's a black kid in school, and then they talk with the children at home, and then they say something, like it was more kind of feedback that was like, given to me, like, weird comments. And I never really...
What's weird comments? We don't know what that means. Maybe she's extra energetic. Maybe you win all the races when it's time for racing. Yeah.
No,
So
it's
we
like,
don't know.
it's just like always like these like ignorant questions, like people would ask me if I like, if I took a towel, if like the color would come off or shit like that, and you would just be like, are you serious, and then you always have these people who kind of think that you're like a different person as anyone else on the planet, and they think you're immune to all the kind of things that everybody experiences. Everyone was like, oh, but you can't get sunburned, right? And it's just kind of like, oh, yes, I can. Like why wouldn't I? Like like it's just
I'm still
skin.
human.
It's like
I'm still
literally,
human. Yeah, I'm still
literally,
human.
And I had really short hair when I was younger, and that was always like a really big
So
thing
short,
for me.
kinky, like Kenyan hair, proper.
Yeah, like
and
proper, and everyone always thought I was a boy.
I've seen the baby pictures you posted like on your. Oh, okay,
exactly,
okay.
yeah. But they honestly, like, everyone always thought I was a boy, and that was really annoying. But I mean, yeah, there were also like downright proper racist comments, like especially when we went more into the
Teenagehood or like when you're a teenager or even when you're still young.
Younger.
Really?
Younger. It definitely became
What kind
progressively.
of comments are we talking
like
about?
literally like people calling you the N-word. Like people acting super weird around you. Like I remember we went on this class trip in the east of Germany, and this is something I will never forget, and I never want to go there again, and I won't. But everybody, you walk down the street, everybody's staring at you, like everybody like talks super weirdly to you. Then they think that you can't speak German, and I speak German like perfectly,
So I'm just imagining like when you start speaking and they're like, what?
But not only that, I start speaking in German and they talk back to me as if I'm an idiot, and like you can tell that I'm a like native German speaker, and they talk back to me as if I'm an idiot, or they're like, oh wow, that's so great. Oh, your German is so good. I'm proud of you. And you're like, you don't need to talk to me as if I'm, like,
you don't need to be proud of me either.
Exactly, like put the patronize away.
Yeah.
So and then like especially like east of Germany is not a vibe I don't recommend. Like literally, and even like children like screaming the N-word and shit, and you're just there like.
But even if it's in that extent, they don't like hurt you, do they? Like, do they physically hurt you?
No.
So it's just words.
It's words, yeah.
I don't take that.
A win.
Because
It's
scary when like somebody can like corner you and like kind of kill you.
That's true, but I think also I was like I was privileged to be surrounded by people that also took care of me, and were very protective, because there were also many cases when we were younger of like outright violent racism, but like in other parts of the country and in other
Yeah.
parts of the city, not where because Berlin is still like the capital of Germany and
Yeah.
like a multicultural city. So, it's a bit more difficult there, but like there's definitely areas within Germany where there were, black people being like harassed and beaten and shit.
Because for my case, I can say like, and I will just go back to that just to like kind of try and get my feet wet. Like I did my first Euro trip last year, and I think it was Germany one of those first stops, or second, I think after Amsterdam. And it's just, I don't say German was a weird country, but I just didn't understand. Everybody was too serious. It didn't look fun at all, and it was kind of chilly when all the other countries was kind of like hot. So I'm guessing even for you, like you just grew up in slightly cold weather.
Fucking cold.
But how's the culture though? Because that's what I'm trying to get at. Because like for me, I just didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't have any fun in Germany. I was just like, what do people do here? Because everybody seemed serious, driving or walking, headphones. I mean, nobody seemed to be like, how in Kenya, everybody's smiling at you, right?
And friendly,
It's like, even if they don't know you, it's like, if you make eye contact, someone is smiling at you. I didn't see that in German. So
no, that's true. I think like it's more of a like definitely reserved, like social culture. But also I think it's a generational thing, as in like when I was growing up, most of, if you go to stores or you go, you have your teachers and everything, they're all from a completely different generation than my generation is now, So when I go back to Berlin now, I see huge differences, like everyone is much more chilled and cool and open, and those are the people around my age, maybe a bit older, but then also like the older generation, like 40s, 50s, they're still very much like that, but I think it's more of a generational thing rather than it's still also like a national, like, German
it's
thing.
kind of their thing, right?
It is.
I just thought they just
but also
don't
like
smile.
very much generational.
Okay. And then now just back to now, like your parents. Because like I said, you're growing up with white parents. Listen. And how was it like? Do they now like, because now you're adopted, do they discipline you? Are they like African parents? Do they smack you when you do something wrong? Are they like you go to the naughty corner? What's the culture there? Like, what kind of parents were they?
I mean,
because I could see they're slightly, from the pictures you posted, they seem like slightly an older couple.
Yeah, definitely,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So how was it like just growing up with them?
I mean, they were definitely strict, but I think more in a sense of German strict and not African strict.
Yeah.
And quite disciplined, like especially my mom. I love her, but she was, she was very like exactly like this has to be done and it has to be done this way, and if you're not back at this time, then you won't be going out for the next week. Like that kind of stuff. So but I think, as a child, especially, you always look around and then you always think everybody has it better, So I definitely remember when I was in school, like I always felt my parents were the strictest everywhere, and my other friends could do anything,
But
and
them to you, they're just like, maybe that's also because they know like you're kind of like, different from the other kids, so they have to protect you way more, and they may have to make sure everything that you're doing, it's much better to like the standards that maybe. Did they push you?
No, not really. No, because like academically,
if I have a black kid, she's doing all the sports. You know that, right? I'm not paying for anything. It's scholarships all around. You know that, right? You know that, right?
Exactly.
Plus she's Kenyan. Hey, you're doing track, whether you like it or not.
My sister was actually quite athletic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was.
Nice.
She stopped at some point, but
should I help you with that?
No, it was actually I know how to open.
Hey, in this century, I don't want to be that guy. Imagine I can't even open my own water bottle.
True.
No. So you're saying back to like just the culture, parents. Basically.
No, the thing is like they didn't really like when it came to academics and school and everything. They didn't really push me. They always they actually left me a lot of freedom, which I think is actually the good balance, because they were kind of strict when it came like to socially, to social things, especially my mom. But when it came to like education and like things that I wanted generally to doing life, hobbies, sports, music. They were always very supportive and always gave me the freedom, which I know other kids did not have. You know, like their parents would, they would come home and then it would be 2 hours of homework. I never did my homework.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still okay. I still graduated well, so yeah.
Did you get into music when you were young or slightly
Yes.
older?
No,
How
young.
How young?
I mean, it's a cliche to say, but since I was a baby.
Really?
Yeah, no, I've been singing all my life, and then like I've always done like really.
Any instruments you can play?
No, I mean I can play like a bit. I can play chords on the piano, like enough to support. Like if I'm like writing a song or if I'm performing,
Yeah.
I can support myself with the piano, but it's not like I'm.
Oh, okay, you're like a master.
Exactly, I'm not Mozart.
Oh, yeah. I get you.
I'm no Beethoven.
And then what else did I want to ask on top of that before like I forget? Now, just like how's the school system?
I think it's
for
pretty
jump?
similar to here.
It's almost
in
the same?
Yeah, in terms of like the years, like you have 6 years of elementary, then you have 4 years of high school, and then you have 2 years of, like.
So it's more or
college.
less the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Was that just easy and smooth sailing for you,
It
or
was actually like school itself and like the topics in school. Like I never struggled with that.
Really?
Yeah.
And do they teach in German or
Yeah,
English?
in German.
Everything.
I mean, obviously we also have English classes.
Wait, first of all, how is your English this good? First of all,
I'm gonna have to credit Gossip Girl and Vampire Diaries
no
and Sex
way.
in the City.
No, not possible.
'Cause I
Not
was-
possible.
No, because when I was
Not
like
possible.
how old was I? I must have been like 12 or something, or 13.
Yeah.
Somebody gifted me for my birthday Vampire Diaries, the first season, and I was absolutely obsessed. Like I was a Vampire Diaries diehard fan, and I binge watched all of this series up until the 4th season.
Yeah.
But then from the 4th season onwards, they were not translated in German yet. But because I couldn't wait, and it was like they said like 6 months or something, I was like, I'm not waiting 6 months. So I went online and then I streamed it in English. The full 4th season, I remember I didn't understand a word, but I just wanted to watch. But then actually that's how I learned English. And then literally by
You
the
were
end.
never taught English in.
No, of course we learn English in school.
Okay, but
this
that's
is-
how like you got like
Exactly.
your best pointers and
Exactly,
everything.
literally, like
I'm sure
that.
it helped you even like in school now.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely, yeah. It was really all from Vampire Diaries.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, then also just still in school, how do you balance like now? Because I'm thinking as you, and we still have to go back to this thing of just like adoption, as you still in school and everything, at the back of your head, are you trying to think of when you're going to go back to check out motherland, or
Not at all, actually.
it didn't even phase you at all?
No, because I think, as I said, when I was younger, it was really like a big topic in my head constantly, like, oh, where am I from? Who are my parents? But it also came from a like place of fear, and I didn't really want to be confronted with it.
What did you fear?
Like as in, it was just uncomfortable to.
Or just one of those conversations that you wouldn't like.
Yeah, generally, and also I was like, okay, if I go, I was always worried that if I went back to Kenya, it would like crush me, or if it would like overcome me with emotions because, I don't know my family and I would feel lost, and like I had enough identity crises in my life, that I was like, I don't need another one.
Yeah, that's what actually I'm trying to figure out, because you're in the middle of like, I swear, I think in Jam, I don't remember seeing anyone black. And I don't think it was even in the capital. And like I'm saying, like everything was so different.
Yeah.
I'm sure you noticed like the moment you just came back as an adult to like Kenya, you're like just overwhelmed with like people saying hi to you,
Exactly.
culture.
Definitely.
Food. Okay, let's talk about food first of all.
I love bajia.
Okay.
Somebody
Typical.
needs to tell me where to get good bajia, because I've had one good bajia and I've been trying to
Where?
find good ones. I've had, oh my God, literally, I'm still dreaming of those. I had them at the organic farmers market in Karen.
That's in Karen. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I had bajia for the first time. It was the best thing I've had in the past 3 years. And then I've been trying to get good bajias ever since, and I just cannot. And I even went back to the organic farmers market just to get bajia. And then obviously the one day that I decided to go, they weren't open, like the stand that was selling the bajia.
Okay.
I was like, thank you guys.
But do you think now, if you want to experiment with that, because I'm guessing you're exploring like now a lot of food options and everything, right? Okay, first of all, we'll come back to food. Right? But I
Okay.
need to ask you about something also. I noticed like the German food that I had, I said it in the podcast. So I'm not just,
Yeah, yeah,
throwing
yeah.
stones here or anything. I said German has the worst food I've ever tasted. Because there was no seasoning. It's the first place that I had sausages that looked like they were raw. Yet that's what people were eating as for our bed and breakfast, because we're sleeping in bed and breakfast.
Okay, but
we
that's
have to
also
go to-
like bed and breakfast quality then. Like
Oh, okay.
when it comes to food, I mean, not
Is there
all of
good
it.
food in Germany?
I mean, there's some really nice food.
Now that you've like cultural food, now if you like, let's say compare, because like, from my case, I'm talking probably from ignorance, because I don't eat German food, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
know.
I mean, if I was to compare, like honestly, neither, because
Yeah.
it's not really neither are my kind of cuisines, you know.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What were you eating when growing up?
I
And
ate
then
a
we
lot
get
of
to now what you like.
Japanese and Korean and Italian, and I love that. I
Hey,
also
that's
really
what
like
you're
Indian.
eating at home.
Yeah, because like we live in Berlin. Like it's a very multicultural, you know. So we went to restaurants and we also like cooked. And even when we cook, like we cook a lot of Mediterranean food.
Yeah, what's that?
Mediterranean is like Greek, Italian food, maybe Spanish omelets.
I noticed also a lot of
salads,
like
Greek salads.
I noticed a lot of salads and bread.
Yeah. And the bread is banging. Oh my God. Like there is no place in the world that makes better
Yeah.
bread than Germany.
Yeah,
When
I
I
mean
go to
pastries and everything. I think that's
Damn.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
for sure. That I remember. The salads, of course, as well. And I was just like, I love salad, but I've had too much salad in this country, and it was just leaves. I was like, you know what, I'll just do it for a few days, and
No, but
keep it
the
moving.
salads, if they're well done, then they're really nice.
No, they were nice. They
Yeah.
were nice. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'm not,
It's,
like,
it's
you know,
just I was just saying, like, you know what? It was really fresh.
Yeah.
And it was very different for me. But that I also enjoyed, because at times I do like my working out, eating balanced diet,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. Okay, so now back to your favorite foods now that you like. So you said
Definitely Japanese is at the very top.
Uh-huh.
If my last
what specifically?
sushi,
Really?
yeah, God, I'm a sucker for sushi. I love sushi. I could eat it all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. Number two, definitely Italian, no question there. Pasta.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some carbs. And
Uh-huh.
then number three, it's probably gonna have to be Indian food.
Wait, what specifically?
I love like paneer,
Was-
masala, and like
all-
all the
all-
curries.
all
Like the
the
curries
foods
are
that you-
banging.
All the foods that you've mentioned are the foods that are actually supposed to make you like,
Sushi
big,
is healthy.
kinda. No, apart from sushi, I'm sure you're not having sushi every day. Plus, sushi is not healthy. What do you mean sushi is healthy?
I mean, it's not unhealthy. It's just
Okay,
fresh fish
it's-
and rice, and
Uh-huh.
that's basically it, and some soy sauce.
Look at
I
you
mean, it's not
excusing- Yeah, not
unhealthy.
true. But when it comes to things
is
like,
true,
when you
hold
talk
on.
about like, consistently maybe eating bread and, like, I'm sure when you talk about pasta, you're talking about, I'm sure you like cheese, right?
I love cheese. I don't
I
like
see.
it. I love it.
You see, I didn't even pasta, cheese, lasagna, all those,
Yeah,
like
but I'm
Italian
not eating
cuisines.
that every day.
Oh, okay.
See,
What's
that's the
what's your go-to meal every day?
I mean, if I had to choose a meal every day, it would be sushi.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, have you been to Tokyo restaurant
I've been to all of them.
in Nairobi?
I've been to Kai,
Yeah.
to Tokyo.
Yeah.
I've been to Sushi to Go, and
Jeez.
Japanese Chic,
I don't
and
even,
then my
I don't,
favorite hero
I don't even
restaurant.
know where all those are. The rest are, but I think I know like 2 or 3. So
Hero.
which one was your favorite?
Hero.
Hero.
Yeah, God,
Really?
that's yeah.
Why?
Because the sushi was banging and the fish was so fresh.
Because I think for my case with sushi, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
No,
Because if you took me to
you're
a
not a
different place,
sushi connoisseur.
I mean, I've tried, but it's just not like my cup
Yeah,
of tea.
got it.
I think
What's
it's
your
just,
favorite food?
it has to be Kenyan food. I think
Okay.
pilau. Have you tried pilau?
I don't know what that is.
It's it's like, let's say, the way Nigerians have their jollof,
Ah, it's the rice.
as we have like our rice kind of thing. So it's like a Swahili rice mixed with either mutton or beef or chicken.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice.
No, I don't eat meat, so that's also like
Like, you don't eat meat?
no, I don't eat meat. I haven't in like 10 years, so that's also one of the reasons like why
This
Kenyan
is
cuisine is
blasphemy
quite.
now. We're just bringing blasphemy in the podcast. Wait, and the craziest part? because I normally kind of like do snacks for guests when they're coming. So I normally do like sausages, a bunch of sausages. And then what else would I put? Like, mostly sausages.
Beef steak.
Not steak. That would be pushing it. But I was like, but I was thinking, should I ask her maybe if she would want to bite something? And if you said yes, I'd just make a bunch of sausages. And then I looked at you and I was like, she might probably not be eating meat. I was just telling myself, because I haven't seen you, like anyone who travels to Kenya, they would have already gone to like a nyama choma place and said like, how their Maasai experience is, because you go to like the whole Maasai cuisine thing, they'll even give you blood to drink and everything. It's a Kenyan thing. Come on. And it's just rite of passage, maybe. And you probably even have some roots there. You wouldn't know.
Probably, maybe, yeah.
So the only way you can find out, and this is like a Kenyan thing, and I'm not lying about it, you go and they'll serve you blood from the cow, and then you drink it. You'd see your face. I'm lying, right? I hope you know I'm lying. At this point, it's just because your face starts turning serious, and you're like,
"What is this man talking about?
What's going on?"
Drinking cow blood.
Now we'll bounce back and forth between just like the German experience and Kenyan experience, because that's definitely very interesting, and you're always talking about it also like on TikTok, right? Yeah, on TikTok. So now, crazy part. I do not know anyone who has ever paid 14,000 Kenyan shillings to get their hair done.
It was
how?
It was painful.
How?
How? Well, I
know it happened. No. I know it happened. But for people who don't know, just maybe if you can summarize the story.
Yeah, of course. No, so I came to Nairobi like beginning of March, and then I wanted to get my hair done. And overseas it is really fucking expensive to get your hair done. Yeah. Like it's really expensive.
That's why people have dreads, maybe. Even African Americans.
I don't think that's the reason.
Really?
No, because dreads are also really expensive.
Really?
Yeah. Like especially like maintaining them, like making dreads is like also quite this hustle.
Okay. Back to your story. So, we'll debate that too.
Anyway, so it's really expensive to do, both in Germany and in London, where I was living before. So I came here and I was so excited to see that it's so much cheaper to do your hair here, right? Because over there I do my hair like every 2 months because it literally takes out of my damn pocket. And I was like, okay, great. Like
how much does it cost there?
Like I probably paid like 130, and that is like excluding hair, So like then I go on Amazon and I spend another like 30 or 40 pounds on hair. So
it would cost around 200 probably.
Yeah, 150, 160, something like that, So it's like, and then, it already looks like shit 2 weeks later, and you're like, seriously? But, it's not something that you're going to do once a month or like even every 2 weeks, Yeah. So anyway, I was really excited to see that, you could get your hair done for such an affordable price here. And then I was asking all the people that I had met, where to get my hair done, and they were all telling me.
Who are these people? Who are these people who recommended? Okay, just go on. I'm getting furious on your behalf. I'm just like, who are these people?
Wait, hold on. I'm going to have to put them on blast. Yeah. After this, I'm going to call them and be like,
please.
You set me up, motherfuckers.
That was a setup.
Yeah.
Please. Okay, go on.
No, so I asked them where to get my hair done. They said Kenyatta Market. And then actually, they were like, you can just look online. So I went on Instagram. I looked at a couple. I found this lady. I went for her entire page, where it said like 3K, 4K, including hair. And I was like, okay, great. I texted her on WhatsApp to make an appointment for the same day. And I said that I was in the video. Like, I know better now that I should have asked, even in the WhatsApp, like, how much is it?
I have to, yeah.
Exactly. But because, like, from overseas, I'm just used to the price that you see is the price that it is, Like there is no wiggle room. You're not paying less, but you're also not paying more, Yeah. So if you go, like if you're in Germany or if you're in London and you see a price advertised somewhere, that's the price.
You're not haggling or anything. They don't have.
No.
Yeah. So
like,
there's
not
no
even
trying to bargain.
Exactly.
Like,
there's
can you make it?
Exactly. You can't even bargain like that. Like that's rude almost. So that's the price. So, because I literally spent the entire time going for her page. In my head, I was like, okay, great, 3K. And that was me being in the country like for a week. Right. So I was a proper newbie. And anyway, I go there, they make my hair, they finish it. And then I was like, how much? And then she shows me, like, she put something in her phone, and then she shows me her calculator, and it says 14,000. And then I was even like arguing with her because I was like, that doesn't make any sense because online it says 3K. And then she kept, making all these excuses, being like, no, but you had multiple women working on your hair, and we washed your hair. And
even if Beyonce and Kim Kardashian are washing my hair, I'm not paying 14 G's. I'm not. Excuse them. Excuse them. How do you say excuse me in German? Like excuse me.
Entschuldige.
Entschuldige.
You would actually more be like, wie bitte? Like what? Like wie bitte?
Wie bitte?
Yeah, wie bitte. But with more sassiness.
Wie bitte?
Yeah.
Wie bitte?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Are you German? Are you hiding something from me?
Listen, some roots.
Exactly.
Some roots. I have a backstory there. There's a backstory. So they tell you 14 G's. Mm-hmm. And to you, you're like, okay, this doesn't sound right because this is price that I paid. That's what you're paying overseas,
exactly.
Right?
That's actually what I pay overseas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And overseas, I also pay for, like the ambience and the surroundings.
First of all, it's Kenyan Market.
Exactly.
No disrespect, but come on, you'd have been anywhere else, like you said, sipping Prosecco.
Yeah.
Getting even your nails done. And that's the craziest part.
Getting a facial, everything.
If we did like a whole package for 14,000 of what you paid at Maasai Market, anywhere else it would have been like your hair, you'd have gone like, let's say your toes and nails done, and probably like
facial
and massage. Yeah, even if it's not full body, like at least shoulder, head, and kind of.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, so unfortunate because I was just even on the comments was like, oh, but they charge. I know why they charged you that.
I know everyone said it's because of my accent.
Of course, they charge you for the accent. You're paying for other people's sins.
No.
They're like, that's how she talks. Because what's even the exchange rate that she used to get to 14,000? Did she give you what's a breakdown or explanation to that?
I think I was arguing with her for about like 20 minutes because at the time I had because I don't really use M-Pesa, I always use card, but I know it's like better to have M-Pesa because more places, or cash, because more places it's easier.
So you flashed your card?
No. I had about, I think, like 5,000 on my M-Pesa, because I always have to do like an international wire transfer, so it takes a while to arrive there, which is also why I don't really use it because it's annoying. Yeah. And then I didn't even have 14K in my M-Pesa, right? So
you have to figure out even how to get the money.
So then, because obviously she doesn't take card, so then she was like, okay, well, I'll come with you to the cash machine.
She'll take you to the ATM.
She'll take me to the ATM in Kenyan Market. And I was like, okay, great. So then we were walking, but as we were walking there, I was arguing with her. I was like, okay, but like online, I looked and it said 3K. And then she's like, yeah, no, but that's because you have different hair. And the hair was literally, the hair on the photo
different
was black.
Oh, yeah, different how?
Exactly.
Your own hair or like are these the braids?
The braids, yeah.
That she did, 14,000.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Listen. I'm not saying the hair. I'm just saying that it's not supposed to cost that much.
Exactly. Absolutely. I know what you mean. What you mean. So.
Plus, it's not like the tiny ones, because like if it's even if it's the tiniest ones, it still wouldn't charge that much.
Yeah,
because I think this is like just an average like braids. How they would do them.
You see
you
this
didn't
on
go
every
for
corner.
anything fancy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, this is not extensive. This is not like a special request. This is very standard. And
so she just said no.
Yeah, she was downright refusing, and then she was like, I said to her, yeah, but it literally says 3K online. She said, yeah, but that's different hair than yours. And she said, and I showed her Instagram, literally with the post where it said 3K, and then she was like, this hair is 3K, your hair is not. And I said, but this is just a different color. And she said, no, this is different hair. And she was like making up all these excuses. And then she was like, no, but look, you had so many women working on your hair. It's for the labor.
How many were they?
I think they were like maybe like four women.
That's what they normally do
I
anyway,
know,
so that the job is done faster.
Exactly,
anyway.
literally. So then at that point, I felt a bit like bad because I thought, okay, maybe they're splitting the money, because I just didn't know, I was like, okay, maybe they're splitting the money, I don't know. And then she was like, oh, I gave you an express service, which is not the truth anyway. Like, we know that was a lie.
Express my ass.
Literally.
Express.
Exactly. And then we went to the cash machine, and actually my card, like the ATM wasn't working both ATMs weren't working. So that's why I spent so much more time with her, because we were trying to figure out a way how to pay her. But in the meantime, I was actually texting my friends and I was like, yo, I'm at Kenyatta Market. This lady is charging me 14K. That's a ripoff, no? And they didn't respond right away, but like maybe 10 minutes later, and they were like sending angry emojis. They were like, yo, what the fuck? Like, that's an absolute ripoff. I hope it's human hair. And I was like, no. And then I sat there and I made the wire I asked one of my friends to wire transfer me on M-Pesa because I couldn't like sort out the card.
Yeah.
So I got the money on M-Pesa. I paid on M-Pesa. She left. I left. I was really pissed, you know, because
What's
even
her
in the
Instagram
moment,
page?
I think, you know, because I said it on TikTok.
What's her Instagram page?
No, look, I think at this
You
point,
think what?
I'll tell you what. At this point, like, she got her karma, you know, like, and I didn't share the story necessarily to like put her on blast and, you know, like have people harass her. I mean, sure, she did something wrong and she sort of deserved it, but people have already been harassing her, you know, so it's like,
good.
I'm not like gonna, you know, like dance around this anymore.
But
like if people want to find out, they can go, you know,
but
like
that's
on the
horrible
videos,
because you're spoiling also the reputation for Kenyatta Market.
Oh,
Because there are
definitely.
people, hardworking people who are there. But now, if such rumors keep circulating, not rumors,
yeah.
like such incidents, and people share their experiences, because you're coming to TikTok and people are like, everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
How could they charge you that much?
Yeah, exactly.
And first of all,
Definitely.
you're Kenyan. Come on, you know
Exactly.
that, right?
First of all, that.
First of all,
yeah.
you're Kenyan.
Yeah.
Come on.
And
So
second of all, it's like just such a bad
and
business practice.
charging someone because of their accent. And here's the thing also, I'm always talking about like also finances and stuff. The more you're greedy without like money just won't ever come your direction.
Yeah, definitely.
It won't.
Definitely. Like
It
that is a horrible business practice.
That's not how you conduct business.
Exactly.
Just do a good job. You'd have done a proper review and more people would have gone there.
I would have come back. Like if she had not ripped me off, I would have come back, you know, and I would have gone there like twice a month and I would have been happy. My braids would be looking fresh every 2 weeks.
Because the price is reasonable for you to actually do it more often.
Exactly. The
than you
price
used
is
to.
good. Exactly.
And you'd share your experience like
Yeah.
on TikTok. More people would be like, okay, I'd also want to try the same person.
Yeah.
So now you just go ahead and feel like this 14,000 is going to change your life. It won't. So, you know.
Yeah, because it's really, you know, like, even there were some people commenting and being like, oh, you know, why are you complaining about 14K if you're paying more abroad? Which,
What?
Exactly. And
Said who?
There were like a couple people in my comments, you know, being like, oh, why are you poor in Nairobi? Or like, why, like she did nothing wrong. She charged the international prices or something.
Well,
and
that's the dumbest thing you can say. That's the dumbest thing you can
That's
say.
actually so silly. Like, it makes zero sense.
And that's the thing. Like, you know, it doesn't matter how much somebody has. Don't ever start thinking that person owes you anything.
Yeah.
Just provide a good service, they'll come back. They'll do
Exactly.
referrals, people will come back to your business, and you'll even make way
That's
much
the
more.
thing, you know, because why are you ruining like, you know, long-term relationship for one-time 14K instead of having that person come back consistently, you know, like every 2 weeks, and then they bring their friends. Like, you would rather rip 2 people off for 14K twice a month than have like 5 people every day who pay you 3K. Make it make sense.
Nah, it's unfortunate.
Exactly.
I had like an American couple who, they're black though, right? Of course, I have to put that emphasis. But now they say the same thing because, you know, when you look at them, you can see like, you know, you can't really tell if they're Kenyan or not. But as soon as they speak like this, their prices change for everything. The prices change for everything. You know, I think you remember the guy was being sold for like, you know, these little fans that you can buy from Maasai Market. Somebody was selling it for like 4,500.
Oh my God.
And then he starts asking them like, but why would you do that? And then, you know what? Because he's slightly light skinned, because he's Dominican.
Yeah.
So he's told, but you're white. He was so upset. He was so upset. But also the other craziest part is like, also they talked about like in some way, like Nairobi, there are some places like you just pay crazy prices for no reason at all. And I told people like, also in most restaurants now in Nairobi, you'll I don't know if that's something that you noticed, but probably some of the prices that you pay, it's something that you'd still pay overseas.
I was literally telling my friend.
I've said that before.
I was telling my friend yesterday, honestly, Nairobi is expensive because
Super expensive.
It's honestly on the same level as Berlin. Like, it's not as expensive as London, but it's definitely on the same level as Berlin.
Definitely.
100%.
Because any restaurants that I went to, like, you know, when we're, let's say in Paris, all those other places that we explored, I came back and I was like, I'm never buying any food in restaurants in Nairobi, because I was just like, if you tell me I want to have Italian cuisine, then I'll wait till I do my Euro trip. When I go to Italy,
Exactly.
eat actual Italian pizza,
Exactly, literally.
pasta, and all the other cuisines, because the prices are almost, it's just level-headed the same.
It really
and
is.
they said it's so expensive, they had to choose like a different place to go and spend their vacation. Now they went to Vietnam, and that's crazy, because like even for them, they said like the first destination that they visited in Africa was Kenya. And then after a while, they were like, okay, this place is just too damn expensive for us.
Kenya is honestly expensive.
It is, right?
Yeah,
So
100%.
I saw you doing like, wait, so now that you're in Kenya, are you moving here for a while, or what's like your plan?
Definitely. I want to do like a...
How long do you want to stay?
Well, first of all, forever. But
okay.
But I also want to... you know, I'm a very like restless person. I like being like on the move and being, you know, just everywhere else and moving a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be here now for a while, definitely, like probably like half a year. But then I also want to, you know, go back to London for a bit, or like to Europe, and I just want to do like 50-50.
So you haven't even finished a month, right?
No, 2 months now.
Oh, 2 months.
Yeah.
Because it's March, right?
Yeah,
March.
Yeah.
Beginning of March?
Yeah, beginning of March. It was the 28th of February that I came.
And you're already making boyfriends and stuff. Or who were you making out with that you're complaining on TikTok? Who's making your face all over the place? Oh, let's save that. Let's save that for like the love segment. No, it's just like, I'm just looking at your TikTok. I'm like, but you just came through. You just came the other day. And who are these people? Who are these people who don't know how to make out? Come on.
Traumatized.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, we'll go back to that later. But now let's talk about like also something that I also wanted to ask, and I don't want to slip my head. What was it? Wait, hold on. Okay, being in the music thing, right? Now, music, and also now living in, is it London? So at what point did you like just now shift to London? And was it like, you know, parents approving or sending you to music school, or how did you end up in?
No, not at all. I decided like seriously that I wanted to do music when I was 15.
Yeah.
And I started writing songs, and they were really crappy. But you know, like when you're like starting out, you think everything's great.
Yeah.
And then because I was in Berlin, I always knew that, you know, that is not the place for me to start my, you know, music career, especially if I'm doing pop music. It would have been different if I was a DJ or if I'm doing electronic music, but I'm not, you know. Yeah, it's just not the market for it. Like there's
Why?
It says the data.
Oh no, because you're doing it in English and
I'm doing
not
it
German?
in English also, yeah. I'm doing it in English, not just because I'm doing it in English, but also because like Germany is not really Germany is one of the
like the pop electronic
Germany
music.
is one of the biggest markets for music consumption, but they're not really one of the biggest markets for music production. You know, so like tell me one big German artist that you know that's like rocking the charts, especially like a pop artist.
I don't even know any artists from Germany.
Exactly.
That's international? No, not unless maybe.
Obviously, there's some within Germany, you know, but like that's not.
But there's some that crossed maybe to the States that we know of international. Now that you've mentioned it, I can't recall. That's
I know
crazy.
Kim Petras is German, but she's been in the US for like years and years, you know.
Oh,
and then also
true.
Zed is German, I think, but also he's also been in the US for years.
It's
and years,
very
you know?
hard for then Germans to cross to international, I think.
Yeah, and then also, you know, if you're starting out in a market, I think the market needs to be interested in you, and I just didn't see like a bunch of German chicks necessarily, you know, like rocking with me.
Yeah.
So I just, and obviously London is a huge music hub. So I always knew if it wasn't going to be the States, it would be London. So I moved to London when I was 18, literally as I finished high school, or like college, as you call it.
So that's what made you move to London?
Yeah, that's what made me move to London.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally moved to London just for music, and then I was just, working in hotels and just getting by as a 18-year-old.
How do you do? Okay, now, and that's the thing now. That's the crazy thing that I also talk about it on the podcast. And like for most Kenyans, they consider if like an 18-year-old, they still think of themselves as a child.
I still think of myself as a child even
Hell
now.
no, you're not a child. Come on.
I am though.
Come on,
I'm not ready
no
to
way.
be an adult.
No way, because I think it crosses, and that crosses like from, I noticed even like, let's say Europe, States, people start working probably from around 16. And you can actually just get paid, so you can save for something and everything. So that creates a kind of like a little bit of an independence
Oh,
thing.
definitely. I think I started working when I was like 13 or 14.
There you go.
And you have like a little like I think you're allowed to work 16 hours a week maximum, or maybe even less. And that's what.
But you have a choice. You can actually go to work and save up for
exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So what kind of jobs were you doing when
I was
you were in
just
London?
so that was in Berlin, like when I did the mini job
Yeah.
to like save up and everything. And I was just like as a sales assistant, like in a supermarket when I was like 15, like in a bio market selling healthy stuff.
Okay.
And then when I moved to London, I was just working in hotels for the longest time. Like not recently. Recently, I was doing.
What are
event
you
management.
doing in hotels though?
Like just like in the events department most of the time, and then you had like all these conferences and like dinners and galas and all that kind of stuff, and then you're just helping with setup, serving
and everything.
yeah.
And that's what why I ask that, because like I also like just so many people like who come from maybe like let's say overseas, that's kind of like a similar story, because they're like, you can always make extra money. There are tips you can make from this and that, but it kind of like starts pushing you to like just understand how like even money works. And of course we'll get to investments and trading and all that, because we also have to figure out like at times when people hear and see certain things online, they're like, I can also just wake up and you know what? She moved to London too. I can also just go to London and pursue my music. And I'm like, you will be homeless, first of all. You'll be homeless. You need to understand what happens in between, how you make your money, how you pay your bills, where you're sleeping. There are taxes that are supposed to be paid and all those things. You just need to understand like the dynamics of finance and everything. So in London, when you're doing all this now, do you get like a certain producer that you're working with? Or how do you find like your community, your music community?
So it really took a long time to even like, especially as an artist, it takes quite a lot of time to find your sound, and especially if you don't have people that you're working with regularly, like producers.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not easy to actually find a producer where you're on the same wavelength creatively, like they can be super talented and you're talented, but you might just not have the same vision, for music. So I've also encountered a lot of these things, but then also like when you're young and, you don't really have any money, people don't like working for free, so finding somebody, a producer, which is in the beginning most important to making good music, finding a producer that has the time and resources and the willingness to even, spend all his time making music with you without being paid for it, it's rare. It's really rare.
Not unless it's your boyfriend.
Exactly, unless it's like a relative or something, or it's like somebody's calling in a favor for you. Like it's really difficult, because it's not like you don't go to the studio once and then you have a great song. Like it's literally like a yearly process.
And you even have those late nights maybe that you have to make that call. I have this idea, can I come through? That has to be someone who's thinking about like, am I getting paid for this or
yeah,
no?
exactly. And I totally understand that also, because I think when I was younger, I was like always a bit butthurt, when people didn't want to like
do something for free.
Exactly, like work with me, because I was like, but you see I'm talented. But then like obviously as you get older, like you realize
you understand responsibility.
You totally understand. Exactly, like you can't spend 5 months in the studio with somebody and you're not, seeing anything and you're not getting paid, and you might not even end up using any of those songs, so.
Not unless I'm signing you, first of all, yes.
Yeah.
Because, one song might take off and then you're like, Deuces, I've been doing it for free with you, but Deuces, it's been real. Thanks, my G. My G. I'll see you later and everything.
Yeah.
So now, would you say you found your sound? Because your music is it's different. It's different.
It's different, as in.
No, it's you're the kind of artist who, because you notice like how people are doing music right now. If there's a trend of sound, that's where people are going. Your music is not attached to any trend. So it's just unique on its own.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, I mean, my music, yeah, I've definitely found my sound, definitely. I think especially over the past like 3 years, and it
Yeah.
actually happened so that, you know, because I've been in so many like sessions and like met so many people and networking, and that is super important, but also then obviously with, you know, like the development of TikTok,
Yeah.
everything has become much like fairer and also harder, but also easier, you know, for artists to get access to.
yeah,
And there's not as much gatekeeping anymore as it was
True.
previously, you know. So even though I've, you know, spent a lot of time networking, and that was also the main reason why I went to London, which I'm so very grateful for, you know, and it's very important. I actually ended up finding my producer that I've been working with on every single song ever since.
yeah.
Because I was in the studio with a different like bunch of producers, and I had this song, and they were making a production to it, and I really didn't like the production.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I'm not rocking with that. So this was like, I think December 2020, maybe 2021, one of those years. And then I went on Sound Better, which is like, do you know Sound Better?
No.
Sound Better is like a music, like a really big music platform where you can basically hire people for anything. You know, you can find mixers, engineers, background singers, producers, everything.
So they're all there. You just pick whoever you need.
Exactly,
Reach out
like
to
in this,
them.
exactly. They're also really professional, you know. So like, there's, you know, lots
Yeah.
of people like from London, LA that have worked on really
Nice.
big songs. You know, like obviously you're gonna pay for it, like with
Yeah.
the price if you
Yeah.
pick like the top like, Grammy-winning mixer.
Of
but
course,
you know,
of
like
course.
it's a really professional website. And I went on there because I was like, I'm gonna find somebody to produce my song the way that I wanted to. And then I was going through the producers, and I think I went like to the fifth slide, and there was this guy. God, I love him. And he didn't even have like any reviews or anything, and he was just writing like, oh, you know, like I love the 80s and like Prince and Depeche Mode and all these like artists are like my biggest inspiration. And that's the same for me, you know. So as I was reading that, I was like, that's my guy, you know.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him, and he wrote. Actually, he ended up writing a chorus for the song, like a different chorus for the song. I paid him like $100, and then I was like, oh, I love it, thank you so much. And then he was like, yeah, you know, why don't we exchange Instagram? And then we exchanged Instagram, and then we were like chatting. He was like, oh, you know, why don't we like write something sometime? And that's how it started. And ever since then, we've literally been writing everything together and producing everything together. And I'm so thankful that I found him, and like we just like creatively, we're literally like on the same wavelength.
You know,
you
you
know?
paid the hair people more than you paid the producer.
I know,
that, right?
exactly,
It's like,
literally.
oh,
Can
shit.
you imagine?
Hell to
Don't
the
remind
no,
me,
hell to
the
the no.
pain.
No, but I get you.
Yeah.
And also, it's also like, it's always easy for, once you get like your producer now, you know, if you have an idea, you can really just sing something on your phone, send it to them, and ask them like, what do you
Exactly.
think, and everything.
Exactly.
So where's the music direction for you right now?
Music.
Are you thinking of doing like, because now like you're moving around as well, are you going to explore different sounds? Or is it
No.
gonna make your producer jealous? Because like
No, not at all.
you
Not
just land in
because
Kenya, and then you know, because like
I'm
now in Kenya we
rebranding
have
him.
like, you know,
Yeah.
the trendy music in Kenya is called urban tone. Have you heard about urban tone?
Yeah, I think so. I say because I do the live, and the people always suggest songs to me.
Or that you can go listen to,
Yeah,
or
and,
something.
we always listen to them together.
Oh,
on
you listen to them
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
yeah.
on the live, and
Uh-huh.
they were playing me one the other day.
Which one?
There were two. I think one is it called TikTok.
Oh, TikToker.
Yeah,
That's a nice
TikToker.
song. Yeah, yeah.
That one, and then also which I love is Nakudai.
Nakudai.
Do you know it?
Wait, hold on.
It's so good.
It's also catchy and dance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know.
Nakudai. That one.
Oh yeah.
I love that one.
Oh no, if I play this, I'm definitely getting a copyright strike on my. Will I get a copyright strike? Oh, they have 9.7 views right now. 9.7 mil.
Which one is that?
The
Nakudai?
TikToker.
Ah.
So, but what do you think of like just kind of like the music right now? Like even just what people are asking you to kind of like play.
I enjoy the music.
Read
It's not
this,
one that I
right?
would make. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, look at you. You just like.
No, I love it. You know,
But
I
you
enjoy
like it?
I like it. I love it. I love listening to it. It's very dancey, but it's not the kind of music that I would make.
Okay,
You know,
but
so also going back to your question with the with my music, I'm not
would
like
you-
it took
you-
me 5 years to find my sound. I'm
Yeah.
not like jumping off board now, you know, because
but
my
now the thing is, like, now you're in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's seeing your TikTok and everything. They can see you listening to like a couple of songs there. And if anybody who has like a special ear and they're an artist, how I work is like if I notice anybody doing something unique, I reach out immediately. That's why I reached out to you immediately. I was like, hey, a year from now, this person will be like in a different position, but at least you were able to identify it,
Yeah.
and you can always still collab again and everything.
Of course, yeah.
So now if somebody like reaches out to you now, they're like, okay, I need like maybe a chorus and everything.
A what?
A chorus.
The chorus. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
would
it's
you write?
different. I mean, it's different if they ask me to like write something. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with that.
No.
That's
I
fine.
haven't said writing. No.
But singing, no,
You won't?
no,
What? Why?
because
Even if they're paying for it?
no.
What?
Because I'm an electro pop girl.
A
That's
whole
just the kind of-
patriotic Kenyan with this, let's see, with this, and then I ask you for a chorus and I don't get it? Oh, hell
Well, but
no.
the thing is, like, you have like, you know, like artistic identity is not about like, you know,
I know,
jumping left
I
and
know,
right,
yeah.
you know? So it's like, if you're a folk artist, just because you go to Brazil doesn't mean you have to start doing, you know, like
True.
different
And that's
music.
why I told you, like,
Yeah.
your sound is unique. It doesn't sound like everything else. So it means, like, you want your music to sound a specific way without, like, mixing it up
Yeah,
with
exactly.
everything.
No, no, I'm not doing that. Like,
Okay.
I'm an electro pop girl,
Okay.
you know?
You
So-
posted a bunch of Dua Lipa snippets or something that you're talking about her.
Oh no, that was just, you know, because I love Dua and she has like such fun
She has
music.
amazing music. Yeah.
And you know, like I think her fans could like me. So it was more a way of like, hey,
yeah.
if you like Dua, then
Yeah.
check
This
out
is
Madoa.
kind of music. but-
Exactly, literally.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I wasn't leaking Dua's music. What are you talking about? Just kidding.
Okay, and then your artist name. Is that your artist name or
Yeah.
actual name?
My artist name.
So how do you come up with that?
Oh my god!
Course,
So
it
basically,
sounds kinda
I'll tell you,
Kenyan as
It
well.
is Kenyan. I'll tell you
Oh,
why.
okay.
I'll tell you why. So last summer, well, it was the first time that I came back to Kenya in like 17 years, right?
Yeah.
And I was in Diani, and we were in this hotel, and I am in love with cats. Like, I love cats, like there's no tomorrow. So I also have two. And then I found this cat at the hotel, and she was so sweet, and she was in love with me, and I was in love with her, and I spent like all the days with her, and she had all these patches on her body. So I was
Yeah.
thinking, oh, what can I name her? And I looked up what does like patches mean in Swahili, and it was Madoa. So I called the cat Madoa, but then when I went back to London, I kept thinking about her, and I was like, hold on, that's actually a sick name, you know, like I really like this name. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna call myself Madoa.
And that's also a nice story, actually, to the name.
Yeah, that's how
a
I got the
style-
name.
Okay, interesting. And you know, just music, just how in culture now, like it's just opening doors to different people working together. And even I think Nigerians have done like a really good job for just opening the door for Africans in general. Now people are more receptive to their music.
definitely.
And people are like, oh, if it's African, can we at least give it a listen and
Yeah.
kind of understand it?
Yeah.
What do you think about the Afrobeat scene? Because now, of
I
course,
love-
our urban tone is nice, but now let's talk about like something that's more international and how
I like
it's-
Afrobeats. I generally like Afropop a lot. Again, not something that I would sing,
yeah.
but I enjoy listening to so many
Favorite
genres.
artists?
Favorite artist, it's probably gonna have to be Ira Star.
Oh, she's nice.
Yeah, she's so
nice.
good.
She's nice, and even her voice is so unique.
It's so good.
Because I don't know if I haven't seen her in person because she seems like a tiny girl, but also her voice is
Yeah.
like so strong.
So good.
So good. And I think she also now has like how she sounds. She almost sounds like a lot of like the 80s pop artists. You know, like in the 80s we had these songs that have been remixed now recently. But there were so many different black artists that people never saw them in music videos. So
Yeah.
they actually thought it was white women singing the songs,
Yeah.
but it was all
Yeah,
black women who
exactly.
like made
Yeah.
the hits.
Yeah.
So I can't remember all their names and everything, but of course that's just what I'm talking about. But anyway, back to like just exploring Kenya, because now I saw you posted like trying to find an apartment and stuff. How was that for you?
I did find one.
You have
Yeah.
already
Yeah, I found one.
moving in with the boyfriend?
No,
You're moving
we
in
don't
with
do
the guy?
boyfriends over here.
Okay, so apartment hunting, how was it for you, and how did you decide on where to stay?
Yeah, actually, question: is it normal that like agents ask you for money just to show you the apartment?
Yeah.
That's crazy, because like you would never like get that in Germany or in the UK.
So how do you get apartments there?
Well, you go to see the apartments, but you don't have to pay for it.
Oh wait, but it depends. Do they charge you the accent fee or just the nice Kenyan fee? How much do they charge you for view?
4K.
Wait, for viewing in one day, or
Yeah, for viewing in one day.
Definitely, you're definitely a tourist.
What? The
Definitely.
tourist price?
It's supposed to be like, okay, maybe 1,500 or 2K. I think they just double it for you. But how many apartments did they show you?
Like maybe 4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah.
And I think even for my case now, because before I settled for this place, I think I was paying my agent, I think 500 shillings per day. And every day I was seeing like maybe 3 to 4 apartments. Every single day I was paying 500 until
I
like...
find it crazy that you have to pay them just to view the apartment.
But it's just like, because it's like, they're like, let's say you're looking for like a Rolex. You can't just go walk in and buy a
You have
Rolex
to make an
from...
appointment, but still,
Yeah.
they're not going to charge you for the appointment.
No, but like there's that like guy that can be calling, like, I know where you can get the watches, and maybe they know directly the person from the Rolex shop, and they can call and say like, okay, I know this person, we can work something out.
I mean, if
So
that's
the
how
next
it
day if
works
you're
over
walking
here,
in, so it's just a Kenyan thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a Kenyan thing. But now you just have to figure out how not to get overcharged.
yeah, definitely.
And anytime somebody tells you a price for something, just divide it by 2. Yeah.
sorry, I'm
yeah.
deducting 50% of that.
Yeah. Like if they tell you like, by the you ask for the price for something and somebody says like, 10,000. In fact, don't even say half. Let's say half 2,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it feels horrible, but that's how you should start, especially if you have that accent.
Okay.
Yeah, just say 2,000 and they're like, hey. And then you have this, they'll be like, hey, okay, you're Kenyan for sure. Because there is no harm. Like for us, if it's not a fixed price, the same way they can be able to quote it willingly, don't feel bad underquoting. Yeah, somebody just says 10,000 aggressively, just say 2,000.
Yeah.
I have 2,000.
Like negotiating is not really in my blood. Like I'm not used to it,
You have
yeah,
to.
I know I have to, and I
to.
will, but that's why, I think in the beginning especially I was kind of a pushover, because it's just like I'm just not used to having to negotiate at all, and yeah.
How was it in the coast?
In the coast?
How was your experience? You went to Diani, right?
Yeah, I went to Diani and Watamu.
Diani and Watamu. Did you do the boat cruises and stuff?
Yeah, I did, but that a friend.
Or it was a
sorted
package
out.
kinda.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, your friend.
Yeah,
If you went alone, they'd also have,
Yeah.
made some money with you. Would have just been like,
Definitely.
say, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Said what? Just to confirm the accent again. It's like you said, especially when you're speaking and
Actually, now
someone's
that I
looking
think
at you
about
like
it, I
this.
think I
they're
got
like,
definitely ripped off last year when I did one of those boat things. They now that I'm thinking about it, the guy charged me 15K to go see the dolphins.
Even if you have one dolphin that and if you get there, you can actually call it so that I can hug it. I'm not paying 15,000. 15,000? 15.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 15 is too much.
It was like one of those boat rides, and they give you lunch and.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
15,000?
Now that I think about it, now that I'm wiser and older, a year later, I'm like, hold on, this guy ripped me off too.
And also just do a little bit more research even before you go somewhere. You see the same way now, and I think now TikTok has also like how does it feel like building like a TikTok community that, you can ask questions and people can respond?
That's very nice.
It
Like,
is,
and,
right?
and people are so sweet also, like
Yeah.
very supportive and sweet. And like it means so much to me even that, I think right now I have about like 7 people that always join my live stream every night.
Yeah. They're
I'm
always
like,
just there waiting.
They're
Yeah.
always there, and I'm like, this is so sweet, because
Yeah.
there's a million ways that you could be spending your, like Monday or Tuesday night, and you choose to spend it here with me. That's like, it
Yes.
means so much. It's so sweet.
Yeah, that's nice. And I think that's why also like just with that, I'm saying building like just that community base. Now if you need to ask about anything, you just
Yeah.
go online,
Yeah.
ask people, even if it comes to pricing and everything, but they can be able to educate you more.
Yeah.
And before you go, you step your foot outside the house, you already kind of know,
Exactly.
like, nobody's going to take advantage of me from here to here. And then also like now, does it feel better now just being in Kenya? And that's why like even I talk to people like about TikTok. At times you can get like a clip that gets so many hits and then you create like now friendships from those people. Of course you have your haters as well and everything. But does it give you like a sense of belonging in a country where, like you still have like your roots from, and then you're interacting with people like, like Kenyans just like you?
Yeah.
Does it make you feel more?
I think that there's 2 parts to it. One, I mean, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
But one is like even when I came last year, and it was the first time in 17 years,
Yeah.
I have never felt as home as I did when I came last summer because, obviously I grew up in Germany. I was there for almost 16 years. I speak German perfectly. Like I'm more German than I am Kenyan at this point, because I don't speak Swahili and I don't know the culture
You
all
don't
too
speak
well.
Swahili?
No. Where would I have learned it?
Oh yeah.
So I don't speak
The Kenyan boyfriend?
Ah!
Ooh. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Hurry up so that we can get to that topic.
Oh God.
Yeah, you're saying something,
Yeah, so I mean, on paper, like I'm more German than I am Kenyan. I was educated there, I speak the language, all these kind of things. But even then, when I'm in Germany, people always made sure to let me know that I'm not part of it. Even though I am part of it, like every corner, like every day, somebody is there to like make sure, just to like make you feel like an outsider. So I never really felt home there. And then obviously London, I do feel home in London, but like London is not a culture, like London is not really a place. Like, it's so international.
Just
There's
a
so many,
mix
exactly.
of
It's just a
different
mix
people,
of
yeah.
everybody. Like
Yeah.
I love the city so much. Like most of my friends are there, and I feel home in a sense of like that's where I felt best. But it wasn't like any like feeling of patriotism or whatever. And I also don't think that London represents the England very well. Like if you go outside of London, it's a very different story already.
Yeah.
But then I came to Kenya last year for the first time, and I was, again, I don't even speak Swahili, but people were so welcoming and loving and open, and they were like, oh, like welcome home, and they really made me feel like I'm part of this community, even though I've been away for like 20 years, and it was literally the first time in my life, like in my entire life, that I ever felt patriotic, because I've never even understood, every time when I was, saw like Germans or Americans or British people, being like super patriotic, I would be like seriously, like exactly, how can you care about your country so much, like I really didn't get it. And then last year when I came, I just felt so in love, and I was like, wow, like, look at like my people at home without me even having been here for 20 years, like taking me in as if I have always been here. And even now, like, people are so lovely and open to, making friends and, just helping me around. And like, I feel very blessed, so. And even like with TikTok, I've been posting on TikTok for like 2 years at this point, and I came here and now it's like, it's working in a way. While, if I had stayed in London and continued that, maybe it wouldn't have, so it's definitely like a beautiful development of things.
I know. And that's also like just a good, social media just has different ways on how just builds even your brand and even just confidence as a person, because now you start like understanding like, oh, people can actually appreciate this about me.
Exactly.
Can appreciate this about me. So now on my podcast, I'm just trying to see so that we don't run out of time, right? I'm always talking about health, wealth, love, and happiness. Of course, we know you said are you vegan?
No, I'm pescatarian.
does that mean?
It means that I eat fish, but I don't eat meat.
Oh, okay. Fish is nice. Though.
Yeah, I love fish. Like I said, sushi.
Have you found? Oh, that's the fish that you're talking about.
That's actually the reason why I couldn't give up fish, because I love sushi too much.
Oh, you're just like, but there's this one
Literally.
kind of meat that I have
Exactly,
to eat.
literally.
Okay, get you. So I always talk about health, wealth, love, and happiness. And, I think also like just maybe not eating meat. I've noticed like people who are like that, they have like, it's kind of like better skin.
Really?
Better skin. Yeah, it's kind of like flawless. Do you have like crazy skincare routines?
I don't have crazy skincare routines. However, ever since I've come to
a
Kenya,
bunch of bottles like this. You start with this,
not
this,
at
this.
all. Not at all. I'm actually not really that much into skincare, even though Kenya has shown me that I should be. Because I always would just put like a moisturizer on my face and that's it. Like I wouldn't even put anything in at night, nothing. I just shower, put something in my face, end of story. And I, like my skin was always like, quite good by itself.
Yeah.
However, ever since I'm in Kenya, I don't know what you guys put into the sun, but my skin has not been happy. Like my face, and obviously now I'm wearing foundation.
Yeah.
But especially when I went to the coast, it wasn't even maybe it was a sunburn, but like I got my skin. I have so much hyperpigmentation on my face now.
Yeah.
I have so many different like spots of colors and
That's the cost to them, definitely.
and I was like, yo, what the fuck? And it literally took, I think, about 3 weeks for my face to recover, only for me to have to go back to Diani for 2 days. And I came back again with like complete hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
I even went to like a dermatologist and they didn't want to do anything on my face because they were like, we don't know what's going on there. Like, this is not looking good. And I was like, I know.
Maybe just sunscreen.
Oh,
That's
of course
all.
I'm using sunscreen.
You
Like,
are.
come on now.
And it's still giving a problem.
I used sunscreen and my face was, I don't know what happened. Like, it was peeling. It was turning dark. It was turning
shit.
white. It was so bad. And even today, as I was looking into the mirror before I put my foundation on, like I'm trying this and I see
can't
this
tell
like,
if you've put anything by there. I can't.
yeah, I have, because I was like, I'm not gonna show up there like a Dalmatina,
No.
like a giraffe, I'm not gonna be the giraffe girl on the podcast.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So yeah, I need to figure something out because that's not a vibe.
Yeah, just, I think you can
Like I'm not gonna be actual Madoa in my face.
Yeah, we don't want that. No. So now, another thing now, just because I can see we have like just a little bit of limited time, I'll try my best so that we can wrap it up probably in 20 minutes, kind of. I need us to talk about like just how are you able to set up like finances to do everything that you're doing? Yeah, because, like you found like my trade thing open over there. And that's just, first of all, I was just hoping it's going to buy something at 3,000. I don't know if it's there.
Oh, you
We
better
just-
check. In which
Let
case,
me see, hopefully. I don't think so. But, yeah. But anyway, like just financial literacy and how you go about like your finances. Because now also moving around and doing all those things, they cost money.
yeah,
Living in London has to be one of the most expensive places too,
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So if there's any price that starts with, close.
Tell me.
No, not yet. Yeah. Let's get to 3,000. And that'll be good for the day. I can say like, thank you, God. So yeah, I'm just waiting for it to go to 3,000 and I can do an auto buy. So we just start at 36. Oh, we're $36 short. That's hopefully. Yeah. So anyway, back to finances. How are you able to set up like finances and do everything? Maybe your German parents are like, from the royal family there and everything, But how are you able to just, because anyone who's like able to move around, spend money in different places, different currencies, they have like some background or there's a way they know about how money works and everything.
I mean, I think it was all like kind of a development, especially like in London. I just started working when I came there. I was working in hotels, like making, money by the hour.
Yeah.
Then I was renting. Obviously, like if it ever came down to shit, my parents definitely would support me, like I couldn't always count on them. But I was working, I was renting, still renting. And anyway, over like long time, I got better jobs, I switched to event management, got more. But eventually I actually like rented a place in Paddington and I...
What's that?
Yeah?
What's that? Paddington?
It's just an area in London.
Sounds expensive. Yeah.
Hold on.
It's
So,
just how you pronounce the name. I'm just like,
it is a pretty nice area.
Yeah, it
but
sounds like a nice neighborhood. That's all I can say.
I actually love Paddington. I don't live there anymore, but I love it. Yeah, but I rented a place there, and then I actually did an Airbnb. So that's what I'm doing now, like generally. Like I still have that one,
Yeah.
exactly. And I just rented over Airbnb, and obviously London is such a busy city,
Yeah.
like it's rare that you wouldn't have guests. So I set that up, and I actually want to do the same here too, so
Nice.
especially on the coast, like that's like my aim right now. I want to set up like a little Airbnb business.
Eish. I like that.
Yeah,
See, young, black, beautiful, independent,
broke.
hardworking. No, that's so. It's important even for like just even younger girls, like if they're singing on TikTok or anywhere else, just to have that mindset where somebody's talking about like I've set this up. I'm trying to set this up also. Oh, also another thing now. Okay, I don't want to mix up the stories, but as you're setting up something like Airbnb, because like even recently, you've noticed like with the floods and everything.
Yeah.
Are you paying attention to that so that when you're picking a place, just in case in the event of, that's one of the reasons why I don't touch land and property. Because I'm always talking about like it's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
And that's why I would rather stick to kind of like digital assets, things that I can manage from anywhere.
Yeah.
Even if they chase me from this country that I love, I can still be able to do my thing somewhere with my phone,
Yeah.
with my laptop. That's all I need.
Got it.
Yeah. So do you put into consideration such things, or how do you? Of course, London is a different story, but like even when you're thinking about somewhere like Kenya, you've seen the floods, right?
I've seen it. Yes, I've
seen
seen
how
it.
it's
I've seen
wiping
it,
out
yeah.
people's properties,
Oh, definitely.
businesses.
Definitely. I am taking that into consideration,
Yeah.
but I think especially since I'm focusing more on the coast, and obviously it has rainy season, and it's raining like crazy there right now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Have there ever been like, floods as crazy on the coast as there are in Nairobi?
No, even in Nairobi, it's never been like this. It's
Yeah.
never been this crazy. It's the first time, like probably, I don't know how many years
Yeah,
we're experiencing
yeah.
something that's actually like killing people, leaving
Yeah.
people homeless.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I saw. It's really
So
horrible.
I think maybe put that into consideration.
Definitely, but for me, it's also especially like with rainy season, which I think is good where when you're in a place where you already kind of know the seasons,
Yeah.
rather than if you get surprised by a climatic, incident. Definitely to put like some precautions for like all the rains.
Just in
Yeah,
case.
exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
I think now even ground level, you have to maybe assess the place properly. Because you can only imagine if you have like a beachfront and then you have your nice furniture and everything,
Yeah.
interior, and the next day you just wake up, or somebody who's looking after your property, they're like, yo, the whole place is flooded up. We don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So, just interesting. Also now, back to, of course, doing like something like Airbnb in London, right? It's London, right? Yeah. So how much would it fetch? Because I hear rent prices there, it's crazy.
I mean, rent prices really are crazy, and I think it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, and
I
that
hear
definitely
it's-
needs to start being regulated in a way,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make any sense. But I think actually, like with Airbnb, especially in London,
It
and
doesn't have to be yours. It just be in general,
Yeah.
because people then will just be all up your business, calculating everything you're saying. She said, what? Yeah. Just in
No,
general,
generally,
how
I
much would it fetch for you? Like,
yeah, generally, I
Yeah.
think, especially if you're in a busy city, you can definitely make double the rent.
I don't know what that is.
Well, double of whatever you're paying for your place. Like if you have the Airbnb, you can make the rent and that amount on top.
Let's talk numbers. I like talking numbers. I like talking numbers. But that's what I'm saying. It's not yours specifically. We're
Yeah.
just talking roughly estimate so that
Yeah.
we can break it down. It always opens like a discussion so that now people understand how rent is, like let's say in Kenya, how fair it is. And if you're trying to set up something like, because it makes sense if let's say you're someone who's over there and you're making money probably in this other side, the conversion rate from the pound or if it's euros to Kenya shillings big also as well.
Yeah.
So how much like typically would rent be in London?
In London, like if you're renting in a nice area, like centrally, and let's say like one bed, centrally would probably be around £2,000.
£1,000.
Yeah.
One bedroom.
Yeah.
So 2 bedroom. Okay, like this apartment here. Two bedroom.
If you're like in a really central area, you would probably pay like 3,000,
3,000.
if not more. Yeah. But that's like central, you know. Like this is in like with the purpose of attracting short-term rentals.
Also, you want people who are coming in and out, everything, right?
So if you're setting up like a short-term rental thing, it needs like the location is key. It needs to be the best location possible.
That's like one of the factors that you have to consider.
That's the biggest factor. You're better off having a super small. You're better off having a shoebox in the center of the city where everyone wants to be than having a huge place
and nobody's
far out. You know,
Yeah.
because people, they just want convenience, and like travel plays a big part in that. You know, nobody wants to commute too much. You know, if they can go to Paris and they can stay in the center in a studio, they would rather stay there, but they're right where everything is happening, rather than having a 3-bedroom Airbnb somewhere outside that they're actually not even using, because they are there to see the city. You know, they're not there to stay in the. It's not a like country vacation.
True. Okay, get you.
So if you're looking, if anyone is out, like wants to do like short-term rental vacation, definitely best location possible.
Well, just personally, what like some of the best, not the best, investments that you think are just relevant for you to work with, like at this day and age? Like, what would you invest in? What would you buy? Short term or long term?
What would I buy and invest in?
What would you invest in? What would you buy to hold and maybe sell later? You know.
I mean, definitely.
We're just testing out like your we're not testing your financial literacy. I'm just trying to see like, okay, where your headspace is with when it comes to like finances.
I mean, definitely, I think real estate is always good. Not that I have anything bought yet, but that's definitely like on my agenda. I definitely want to own, and I definitely want to rent, because even though me personally, I hate landlords, but like it is a good way of having like passive income, and also just kind of having some assets somewhere that are not liquid, and so that's important. Real estate, I think, is really, really good to have. And then also like investing in general. I mean, like I told you earlier, when I saw you trade,
it's not illegal. We can talk about. We're not moving cocaine from one country to another.
Are we not? What am I here for?
People don't tell me. Yeah, but I'm just trying, because a lot of people also come to my podcast to try and understand, because they're always talking about like, teach us how we can invest and everything. And I'm always trying to tell them like, you can pick like high risk assets, and you also have to have like your safety nets, like things that, like just as safe investments. Safe investments to me would be like government bonds. I know the rates will be consistent. Our government I don't think it's gonna file for bankruptcy anytime soon, or like default on its bonds and everything. And then of course you have your cryptos. You can go into crypto, you can go to stocks and everything. Because I'm always looking at it as like we always have our phones with us 24/7.
Exactly.
There's social media and everything.
Yeah, so many opportunities to make.
So why not like, just get into like even like the way we were talking about like maybe indices, commodities and securities, and try and just buy and flip or buy, hold, and then sell later.
Definitely,
why not?
Definitely, yeah.
So what's your interest in when it comes to like, let's say, digital assets?
I mean, for like the past 2 years or 2.5 years, I've traded on MetaTrader 4. Literally just indexes, so like the Dow Jones and S&P 500.
Yeah.
But before that, I also tried options, so like stock options just on your regular stocks. Also S&P 500, so like Tesla and Amazon and Google and everyone that's in the S&P. Which I think, there's so many courses out there that you can take, so many,
even
so
YouTube,
much.
Right?
Exactly. I learned everything from YouTube and Twitter, to be honest. I learned so much, and if you really like put effort into it, you can make like some nice, extra money to utilize. And I think long term, like I don't love trading, it's kind of like I still, even after all this time, it's
Anxiety.
exactly
It'll give you
like
anxiety.
it's nerve wracking and anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
But like if you manage your risk, you can definitely make like some nice extra profit. And if you then take that and invest it in, like long-term stable
Assets,
assets,
right?
and I think that's good. Either you buy something, or you, like you say, you invested in bonds, or you just invested in the S&P.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now another thing
But
about
we're still
this.
working on that, guys.
Yeah.
I'm
Of
talking
course,
about
of
all
course.
of that.
It's
So
just
like I have all of these things.
no. It's just and that's the thing with finances. You're always learning something
Yeah.
every day, and I'm always telling like some of my friends or people who follow me, like it's just that door once you open, like it's so interesting because like all these things that you see that are affecting things worldwide, if it's gold prices, if it's oil, like it actually affects your real numbers, real time when you're doing it. And then also like how the taxes, because I have to ask this. I hear like the taxes there are crazy. Whether it's in, whether you're doing property, whether you're doing, of course, like your stocks and everything. I hear the capital gains tax crazy. But how just taxes in general, like
No, I
if
mean,
you're
you have
living in
income
Germany
tax.
and
Yeah, I mean, in the UK, I'm not actually not too sure about Germany anymore because I haven't been there in 7 years. But like in the UK,
7 years,
yeah,
where do you visit? Your parents are still in Germany.
yeah. But I mean, I don't work, so I don't have I don't work in Germany, so I
7 years.
Yeah, but when I was there, I was 15, 16. I didn't look at my taxes,
Oh, no,
I think
no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
even
no.
pay taxes.
No,
because
I'm just saying like about them. Do you like how do they miss you,
Of course they miss.
or do you
no,
see them?
I do visit every month.
Oh, okay,
But like
okay.
I just mean like I can't
I was
tell you
just
about
like, I was
taxes.
just like,
and-
what are you talking
no.
about?
Of course I visit. I'm just saying I can't
okay.
talk about taxes in Germany because
Oh, okay.
last time I received a paycheck and like actually looked into the system was 8 years ago.
Oh, okay. So how about like now,
Yeah,
like
the
let's say,
UK.
yeah, UK. How
No,
is
so
it
like
like?
UK, you have income tax, and then that's obviously depending on how much you earn. Like the percentage goes. I think standard is 20%, and then it in increments it increases up to 45%.
Depending on where you fall in and how much you earn, right?
Exactly, depending on how much you earn.
Oh, okay.
So I think 45% is for anyone above like, I think 150K. Could
Yeah.
also be 120, but somewhere in that region. So 45
crazy.
is like up there. No, I think 150, 120
Yeah.
and a half would be brutal. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. But then capital gains tax is only 10%. So that's
It's
not too
10.
bad. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Yeah, that's
that's
totally
okay.
okay,
That's
yeah.
okay. You know how much tax crypto is in Kenya?
How much? 30?
How? What's
30?
your estimate if you were to guess?
30.
Zero.
What?
Zero.
Really?
We don't have policies yet. Yes.
Oh my
So
God.
it's zero.
Oh, really?
Zero.
Oh my God, I thought 30 because I know that Airbnb tax or like short-term rental tax is 30% here, which is
here.
crazy. Yeah.
It's 30.
Or like not yet, but they want to implement
Oh, that's
it.
what they want to
Exactly.
implement.
That's what they want to raise it to 30%.
Wait, for
Like
the same
Airbnbs.
in London, what's the tax for Airbnb?
I think it falls under income tax.
So the same.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad. But that's what I'm saying. Like for us, we still don't have policies for crypto, so you can use it to build your wealth and
Oh,
everything.
really?
Come on. These loopholes, man.
Oh, damn. Why are you only
these
telling me this
loopholes.
now?
I'm telling you now,
We have
you
3
know.
hours in the...
If you don't know, now you know. Now you know. But it's just one of those things, and I think like it's almost like a benefit for anybody who's coming in. Now they can just so if you understand like just trading, buying and selling, you can easily just buy and sell and use almost the same concept that you're using probably for MetaTrader.
Yeah.
Just move the same concept to something like Binance, and you can just like flip crypto on and off, make
That's
a little bit of
nice.
extra cash. Take your vacations here and there, go to Zanzibar. You know what I'm talking about, you know?
I want to go to Zanzibar.
Well, Zanzibar
Who's
is
taking
beautiful.
me?
Zanzibar is beautiful.
Oh,
We'll put it out there.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll put it out there. And now let me see how much. Okay, we have kind of like 10 minutes. Let's say
Okay.
10 minutes.
Okay.
So now, of course, we have to talk about like, just
Let's talk about love.
love. We just have to touch on that. How easy is it for you, like right now, just even to like dating? Of course, like growing up, you grow up around, of course, all white men. So is it like you date only white?
It was actually the opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You date only black
Yeah.
guys? Hey, guys, hey. Hey, slide in that DM, guys. Slide in that DM. But is there a specific reason for this?
No, just I mean, when I was younger, obviously, like I had my first boyfriend. He was German, no Christian. And then also when I moved to London, I had another boyfriend. He was also European and white. But just like over the years, it was just like a shift in preference.
Another thing I can ask you at least, because being in that environment, do you think when white guys want to date you, it's because, what do you call it? What's the term?
I know what you mean, but
right?
Fetishizing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like a fetish thing that they have? Because
I mean, not all of them. Definitely not all of them. Definitely
Not all of
some.
them,
Yeah,
but,
definitely some. 100%.
because
there
you're
are some.
different from like, just everybody else that
I
is
mean, there's
around
definitely men that like definitely fetishize, black women and like Asian women or any, Latinas, whatever, Indian. But I don't think the ones that I dated, that was not the case.
Because, like also like in Kenya, like Germans are known, very well known.
Yeah.
They come to Africa because they do have
definitely.
like, black fetish.
Yeah.
For both like men and women. So it's just something that is also like,
It's definitely,
it's something that's common also.
Yeah,
like
definitely,
in them, right?
definitely, 100%.
And like 100%.
No, really, 100%. There's
Yeah.
definitely many out there, but then there's also, like enough out there that.
So you're fortunate enough for most people you've dated, it was just like.
Yeah.
So why now? Why the shift? Why just move from like, I'm guessing these white boys were just like, we're not.
Honestly, I
They
never.
were not bad boys. Were they bad boys or
I mean,
just chilled?
they were bad boyfriends. They weren't like bad people, but they were definitely bad boyfriends, And
sorry.
I think there's a lot of bad boyfriends, no matter like where they're from. But it was more a case of there were two things. And like one, like even when I was going on dates and everything with guys, and I was like not dating them, like I went on a first date or second date. Most of the time when I went out with white guys, there was just like this huge level of misunderstanding, between each other in terms of like, I don't want to come home. If I have a husband, I don't want to come home and something happened to me during the day that I know full well, was discriminative, or somebody made me feel like, made me feel bad, or, made like a racist remark, or all these kind of things.
Or
so
a
it doesn't,
look.
exactly,
It could even be just a look.
Microaggressions, it doesn't even have to be anyone like outright saying anything bad, but like even, being like treated in a weird way, and you can pick up, you sense these things.
Yeah.
I don't want to come back home and like, I had that and I'm trying, like I'm sharing that, and then
You don't even understand.
and they don't understand, and then they're dismissive also, they're like, oh no, I'm sure that's not how they meant it, and it's like, I'm not, like, this is not a discussion, like this is not a debate.
I'm telling you.
Exactly,
just-
I'm telling you, you
yeah.
know. And I had that so many times, where I was even going on dates and I was like sharing my experiences, and I guess they were trying to be not racist or everything, and they think the response to that is then to be like, no, I'm sure that's not how it was meant, and no, and da-da-da, and I just felt like not understood, not seen, not heard, it just, I didn't like that. And also, I don't want to play the educator in a relationship,
Yeah, it's too much
like when
work,
if you're
right?
dating me, like you're gonna have to like do your own research if we're not from the same, like country, culture, skin tone. But I'm not gonna have, like you asking me about hair all day, every day. I'm not gonna have you ask me if I
Are they
need
amused by
sunscreen.
your hair?
Yeah, always. And they're always
Really?
like, oh, like, what can you do with your hair? And can you keep things in there? And you're just like, oh, seriously? Just like bullshit
Oh,
like
shit.
that.
Yeah. No, interesting.
Like, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
And I can only imagine, like, that's just something that now you have to filter down, like, even just before you date someone. You notice, like, when we're towards ending the podcast, that's when the construction guys have decided,
Right?
now we're just not doing it anymore.
Exactly, literally.
These
They're
people.
finishing? Okay, let us finish too.
Yeah, let us finish too as well. But yeah, so now that puts you in a position where you actually, even before you get somebody that you can date, you have to filter down now people who are looking at you just because of the fetish purposes. And then even by the time you start dating someone, and now you have to be like, you've said, the educator, or maybe when you're trying to explain to them, like, okay, I had this experience, they still don't understand.
Exactly.
It's like too much work before you even get to like now just the whole love process before even getting to that.
Yeah. And you want to have a partner, you know, you can like share everything with. But if they don't, like, if they cannot put themselves in your shoes and like, you know, the things that you go through,
Yeah.
it's just not a
So
vibe.
it's almost pointless.
Yeah, it's really pointless, and I don't like that. So that's why I was like, that was the shift. And also, like, black guys are just hot. Like,
Okay. I agree. Not that I find them hot. I'm just saying, like us, we are hot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so now, but like right now that you're moving around, of course, maybe you're in Berlin, you're in London, you're in Kenya. But how's like just dating for you like right now? Are you in a
it's
relationship?
not going. It's not working.
It's not?
It's not a vibe.
Why? Is it hard to find connection because now you're moving from different places?
No,
different
that's
places?
not so much
why?
the issue. It's more so it's like it's just like the older you get, it's really hard to like find a connection in general, you know? Like, and I'm not like in a place anymore where I will even give attention to someone if I'm not really feeling it, you know? Like when I was 20, like I would go on dates and I already knew like, oh, it's probably not going to work, but you know, I would still, you know, have the date and, you know, talk. And I also like that because I learned a lot and I also got to see a lot of different like places and mentalities and everything, you know? So like it's definitely something like that I wouldn't change.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how I got to know London. But now I don't even have the energy for that anymore, you know? So like even meeting somebody that like I'm attracted to and then I find them interesting and all these kind of things, it's rare. And like on both sides, you know, it's not like that I'm just like, oh, you know, I can't find anybody like, you know, also like the guys that I meet, I don't think they're like, you know, like 100% into it. So,
but you know, that's the thing also, like at times I'm always just trying to wonder by the, because, you know, I've said it enough times on my podcast. I'm always trying to say like, I think I've figured women out. No.
I don't think
it's impossible. It's just impossible. Because like you would think you have the script, but just something just catches you off guard. Like, and I'm guessing like even how you're expressing, like with age, at times you get to a place like you're dating and then there's some things you just can't even deal with.
Yeah.
Because like, let's say, you know, like you posted like on TikTok. Let me see how much time we have. Yeah, we have literally 12 minutes only. So we'll try and wrap it up at 8 minutes there. So what's this experience you had like with this guy? Because you posted it on TikTok already, so we can talk about
Of course
it, right?
we can talk about
so
it.
What happened? You found someone, you thought they were nice,
Yeah,
cute.
he was cute. He was cute. And then we met a
then?
couple times. And then like, I think like after 2 weeks, you know, we were like, okay, let's get down to business.
Yeah.
So, but it was just like the most cringiest and just like unattractive experience ever, you know?
You've never experienced something as horrible as that.
I mean, I've experienced a few horrible things, but
this one was like, you know.
This one is stuck in my head.
Yes.
Like I still hear that in my nightmares. Yeah.
So what happened though? So you get down to business. Hey, listen, you give TikTok people the story, and my podcast they can't get the, you know, a little bit of this, you know, just a bit. So you start making out with a guy, and he can't kiss, or he just wait.
I mean, he wasn't a horrible kisser. It was just like that. He was like literally, it was like he was licking my entire face, and it was so like just so much spit. It was so disgusting.
I mean, like your makeup was sweet or something. Maybe.
That was
you know, maybe somebody kisses you and then they're like, actually,
there was a makeup remover. I'm telling you,
this is really nice.
It was. That was already such a turn off, you know?
When something like that's happening, do you stop them, or is it awkward enough that you can't even tell them, like, no, I don't like that?
It's awkward enough. It's awkward. Like, I try to, like, you know, move the head and, like, try, you know, like, to, like, you know, do something else. So, like, initiate other action just so that they, like, you know, maybe get the message, okay, she's not really rocking with it. But he did not get the message.
But you have to tell someone, though. You know that, right?
Yeah, but the thing is...
if they're licking your face up and down, you have to tell them, like, okay, I don't like that. Let's try something. Because it will save you so much time, because you can only imagine if he thinks like this is still turning you on, probably. And that's why like maybe he's like, you know what, she can't even get enough of this. That's why she's just like, and that's why probably it's just going on and on.
He kept going. Oh my God. No, but the thing is, honestly, like he kept licking my face and I kept like taking his face literally in my hand and like kissing him, you know? So like, if you don't get that I'm not with it, then you need help, okay? Like what?
Okay.
Like, do I have to spell it out for you?
Okay, so now, of course, now we have to go to now the funniest bit.
Yeah.
So you say the funniest bit.
The
He
funniest bit.
smacked your ass, and then he said, what was the word he kept on repeating?
Fatty bum bum.
Where does that even come from?
I don't know. I don't even know where he pulled this from, but I was not with it anymore.
And he was just saying it.
He was just saying it. He kept saying it.
Over and over.
Over and over. And not just that. And he was like, is your pom-pom okay?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Who even says that? Because I don't even understand. I've never had anyone say that. I actually had it on your TikTok. I've never.
I've never heard that
Not
either.
in movies, not in music videos.
Not in a comedy show, not in a satire.
Rappers are the most creative people.
That's true.
They've come up with all names. I've never heard that before.
Miss Fatty Bum Bum.
Miss Fatty Bam Bam. That's new. But anyway, like even just like as we are wrapping it up, these construction guys are just a piece of work.
Yeah, they are.
Like they've literally stopped
like the piece
everything.
that we have right now.
Everything. And we're just winding up.
And look, they're going to start again when you start again.
Of course.
Yeah.
I know. But
if not, I will tell them. I'll be like, hey, can you start at 2:30?
But that's what I was saying. Like, you know what? But regardless, I think we'll still have like really good audio, and I'll just do like my thing with the best way I can and see how I can isolate any extra noise. But of course, guys, just understand there's a little bit of construction, but the equipment that we have, super nice. I'm sure we'll still have delivered
Top
like
dollar. It's gonna be like it never even happened. Construction. Who is she? We don't know her.
And I still hope we get to do like a part 2. So I don't know how.
Definitely.
I'll try and balance it out. And of course now we're also friends. You know, we can hang out probably.
Definitely. And you can show me where I can get good bajia.
But yeah, I'll try and figure out, because I know most of my friends like no, I'll find a place.
Yeah,
I'll find a place. Yeah, most of my friends know those 2 places where they can get like. Because for me personally, I cook a lot. I cook my meals, and I try avoid like
going out
junk food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So bajia, you know, it's very tasty. But if you eat it for like 2 weeks, you'll notice. I'll start getting a bum bum, and
you'll have the fatty bum bum.
Can you imagine that? Horrible. The trauma.
Oh my
God.
Oh
but
my
now,
God.
as we just wrap it up, I was about to ask you, like, you know, hopefully in future, do you hope to have like a family, marriage? Oh shit, we have 7 minutes. Okay, yeah. Do you see yourself getting married, having kids?
I definitely want to get married.
Yeah.
I don't know about kids. Maybe like half a kid, part-time.
Why? But so many people are saying that now, and they think it's just a generation thing. People are saying, I don't want kids.
Yeah, I'm not really like kids asleep, but like I'd rather be an auntie. And also, even if like it's gonna be, I want to be like no younger than 35.
If everybody doesn't want a kid, so you become an auntie to who? Because everybody now is just like, you know, I don't want a kid.
Well, yeah, but there are so many, like, you know, like there's no shortages of kids, to be honest. There's so many that need homes and that need love. So you can always foster one.
But would you, is that something that actually, maybe if you go back to like childhood and maybe now, of course, you were a kid, you didn't understand what was happening. But do you think that affected now, if you think back, like, okay, maybe somebody didn't want me as a kid. Why would I bring a kid to this world? Or that's just...
Not really. Like when I was younger, actually, I always wanted a child. Like I was always like dreaming of being a mother. But as I get older, like that dream just keeps getting further away.
Farther and farther away.
It's like I can't even see it anymore. But no, it's not that. It's just that I don't have the energy for children, honestly. Like I still feel like I'm still figuring life out, you know. Like I do not have the mental capacity to
figure it out with children.
No.
Okay. Now we definitely have to wrap it up. We don't want the camera to catch us off guard.
All right.
So tell the people your socials, where they can find you, and anything else you want to plug on the podcast. I don't know about the single. Do you want to plug your single also?
Yeah, yes, I do, but I mean, it's not out yet. So
it's not out? So that's just a teaser?
It's a teaser.
Okay.
Teaser. It's a
do the
snippet.
thing. Do the thing.
Okay, do the thing. BB, guys, you can find me everywhere under Madoa. And I'm sharing my journey there. And we have a really, really sweet community. We call it the Beep Beep Gang. And we are live every night around like 8 or 9 p.m. And it's so much fun. And my song, Merry-Go-Round, will be out very soon. In the meantime, you can just watch me do the dance.
Oh, yeah. I've been seeing it. Super creative. But you know what? That's the thing. I think just keep building like your community. Whatever you're doing it perfectly well. And even with the comments and everything, you just respond to everyone and try and be cordial by there, because there's some people like just with a negative comment, they might be discouraged, but I still see you pushing. And I think you just have a very strong personality.
Thank you.
Especially like with just all the narration and everything that you've maybe gone through as a kid and everything, it takes a strong person, because otherwise there's some people it can crush them. And even to adulthood, it will be very hard for them to function like, just a normal person. And here you are. Or am I wrong? Or maybe you're just like, you don't even know.
No.
Maybe you're just looking at me like you don't know the demons I'm holding with me.
I mean, I definitely, have my struggles, no question. But it is still always like, like nice to hear from other people when they say, you're doing good, because it's really hard to sometimes feel that you are. You know what I mean? Like, and that I think that goes for everybody.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
You're
That's
good.
that's very
You're
nice.
Good. So let's save the rest for part 2. But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
And I hope we can do this again, right?
100%. I'll be back.
We'll do TikTok vlogs and everything.
Yes.
Maybe when we do the Bajia place.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Bajia.
I'll find the spot. I'll find the spot. So guys, thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.
The Kiskapades podcast is your gateway to holistic growth and personal transformation. Together we'll unlock the secrets to living a life of health, wealth, love, and happiness. So make sure to tune in every week and join us as we explore the essence of what it means to truly thrive. And lastly, show us some love and support in our social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, basically all the social media platforms that support podcasting will definitely be there. Even with the short clips and reels, you can find us there. And lastly, don't be shy with feedback, suggestions, or any questions that you might have in regards to the episodes or our podcast. It's the Kiskapades Podcast. Goodbye.